On behalf of the University of Strathclyde, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to you to this congregation for the conferment of degrees here in our Barony Hall. Today's a day of celebration for the university because it's a graduation day. For our graduands who are soon to become graduates, for all the family, friends and supporters who are here to see it, and indeed for all of the staff of the university. Now in a few moments it will be my privilege to cap each of our graduates as their name is called out and they come up on stage to receive their award. They will stand before me and I shall place the graduation cap on their head, thereby conferring their degree. The capping tradition has its roots in ancient China and it's recognised as a rite of passage and as a mark of achievement. And for each of our graduates once capped, this also signifies that they're now part of a community of scholars at Strathclyde University, which can stretch back over 200 years to the Scottish Enlightenment. So they'll be in very good company. At the start of this morning's ceremony, we have the conferment of an honorary degree. And these are awards that are made by the university to recognise the particular contribution that someone has made during their career. Today's recipient is Lord Simon Stephen, a graduate of Strathclyde, and we shall hear of some of Lord Stephen's contributions in a few moments. At the close of graduation, we have a reception in a nearby learning and teaching building, which everyone is invited to come along and to partake of some refreshments. We also hope that we can have an academic procession from the Barony to the reception. That is going to depend upon the weather, and we'll get an update on that towards the end of this morning's proceedings. In the meantime, I do hope that you enjoy the ceremony, and when you see your loved one come up on stage to receive their award, I would strongly encourage you to celebrate, to cheer, to shout, to clap. These occasions come round once in a lifetime, so please make sure that you make the most of it. I now formally declare that this congregation for the conferment of degrees is open, and I invite Professor Sir Harry Burns to introduce our honorary graduand to receive his award. Thank you.
Vice Principal, I have the honour to present Lord Simon Stevens. Simon Lawrence Stevens, Baron Stevens of Birmingham, was born in Birmingham and was educated at a state comprehensive St Bartholomew's School in Newbury. He won a scholarship to Balliol College, Oxford, which is an institution with strong links to Scotland. He graduated with a BA in Philosophy, Politics and Economics, and his academic links with Scotland grew stronger when he later graduated with an MBA from the University of Strathclyde. Following graduation from Balliol, he spent a year working in Guyana, helping with agricultural and industrial projects, and on his return to the UK, he joined the NHS as a management trainee, and for the first week, he had to work as a hospital porter. But it was the beginning of an astounding career in management, in healthcare. He went on to become a senior manager in many areas of healthcare, including mental health, primary care, community services, and in acute hospitals such as Guy's and St Thomas's in London, where he was the group manager. Again, he got the urge to travel and spent some time in New York, in the New York City Health Department. And when he returned to the UK, he became a senior government policy advisor for health, working in Tony Blair's No. 10 policy unit. But the United States beckoned again, and from 2004 to 2014, he was a senior executive of the United Health Group, and while there he established an academic unit to research and publish information about the costs of US healthcare. In 2014, he returned to the UK and was appointed Chief Executive of NHS England. Fraser Nelson of The Spectator said, "Hiring Simon Stevens back to run NHS England was one of the cleverest moves that David Cameron made because Simon knows more about NHS problems and market solutions than any man alive." His agenda as head of NHS England was to pursue integration, not fragmentation of services. And of particular interest is how he became a champion of effective technologies in the detection and treatment of illness. He has actively promoted new approaches to diagnosis and care, and as an advocate for the use of artificial intelligence and machine learning, two areas of great interest to our university, and he ensured funding of test beds for innovation and scientific advancement. And of course, he led the NHS through the COVID pandemic. The NHS delivered Europe's fastest and largest COVID vaccination programme, and it kept treating people. But he expressed concern about the slogan, "Protect the NHS," arguing that the NHS was there to protect patients. And that slogan could put people off coming forward for care. He said that rather than say protect the NHS, health service staff should prefer to say help us help you. When it was announced in 2021 that he was stepping down as Chief Executive of NHS England, the Health Service Journal said that Simon Stevens had been the most important figure in NHS history since Aneurin Bevan. A profile in the British Medical Journal described him as intellectually gifted, charming, funny, and a great communicator. He is a natural and persuasive leader who exudes quiet confidence. He is widely read and writes superbly. He's got such a big brain he can be easily bored, but he is a natural egalitarian. The British Medical Journal does not often say nice things about NHS managers. And these comments demonstrate how highly the NHS valued his leadership. It is with great pleasure, therefore, Vice Principal, that with the authority of Senate, I ask you to confer upon Lord Simon Lawrence Stevens the degree of Doctor of the University, honoris causa.
I create you Doctor of Science honoris causa. Many congratulations and welcome back to the university.
Thank you. Vice Principal, Dean, Sir Harry, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of all of those graduating today, a huge thank you to the university and a particular personal thanks for the high honour of this honorary doctorate. It means a great deal coming from this great institution, true to its mission as a place of useful learning, whether that be on renewable energy or effective policing or drug-resistant infections, with nearly 90% of Strathclyde's research independently ranked as internationally excellent and genuinely world-leading. Nowhere is the university's real-world impact more apparent, I would argue, than at the business school. As you know, founded in 1948, the same year as the National Health Service, shortly after the sacrifices of war, a time of scientific progress, but also deep social division, a time of austerity, and of deep uncertainty about this country's place in the world, which you may think all sounds eerily familiar. But those early pioneers at Strathclyde Business School shared a conviction that effective management matters, that bringing people and technology together can help some of the biggest challenges facing humanity. So how you, as today's graduates from Strathclyde, choose to apply your talents to these challenges will help shape the first half of the 21st century. After the optimism of last year's COP26 here in Glasgow, this week in Sharm el-Sheikh, much greater uncertainty about the route to a sustainable future. And next week, the population of our planet, for the first time, hits 8 billion people, with forecasts that maybe 3 billion people will be displaced through climate change. And in my own field, healthcare, as you just heard from Sir Harry, big questions about the future post this pandemic as we dig out of the disruption caused to our health services in Scotland and England, Wales, Northern Ireland and around the world, while also applying some of the lessons, both positive and negative, that we have all learnt. Because yes, we managed to combine biochemistry with logistics and data science and supply chain management in this country to produce a COVID vaccine in record time, saving over 6 million lives worldwide in its first year. In this country, we put together the world's largest trial for treatments of hospitalized COVID patients, taking just 9 days from design to first patient. And in this country, we sequenced a quarter of all of the SARS-CoV-2 genomes that have been sequenced anywhere in the world. So these are all amazing feats of science, but I think it's behoving on us to remember that none of this could have had real-world impact were it not for effective data analysis and science, organizational delivery, human resource management to actually bring that science to bear to people. And that's where today's graduates come in. As to what the world of work will look like over the coming decades, of course, it will continue to change. There is a paradox that the French philosopher Theodore Zeldin pointed out, which is that in most Western countries, people get to choose what work they do, and yet, at the time he was writing, 57% of people said they were dissatisfied with the job choice they had made. The former US President Ronald Reagan once famously said, "Hard work apparently never harmed anybody, but I say, why risk it?" Today's graduates have risked it over the course of your programs for the last year, 2 or 3, and you have the opportunity now to help shape the world for the better. History suggests that times of crisis tend either to be followed by long periods of malaise and stasis, or they can serve as a wake-up call, a catalyst for profound change. American universities don't call this ceremony graduation or describe it as the finish line. It's called your commencement, the start of the next chapter of your life. And while planning for your futures, remember the wise advice that says there are only 2 days in the year when nothing can be done. One is called yesterday, the other is called tomorrow. But for today, enjoy this moment as we mark your success and celebrate your achievement. You really deserve it.
Vice-Principal, in the name of the University and by the authority of Senate, I present to you these students. For the degree of Doctor of Business Administration for Research in the Department of Strategy and Organisation, Benedict Maria Burek. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy for Research in the Department of Management Science, Susan Harrington. Eleanor McCrudden Murtagh. For Research in the Department of Work, Employment and Organisation, David John Evans. For the degree of Master of Science in Business Analysis and Consulting, Anna Agapio. Ismail Adebambo Akinade. Ninga Anil. Athul Anukumar. Akash Anshuman. Abhilasha Bajaj. Linda Bianchin. Samujal Biswas. Jennifer Cardenas. Trushali Deepak Chandikar. David Chokla. Desiree Craig. Jared Marcel de Souza. Eben Thevrukatil George. Srikar Rudrapan Guruswamy. Hung Yuan Huang. Yash Vilas Kale. Nuta Krongjuti. Panchika Lexicondalok. Choi Tong Lu. Pallavi Mahanta. Kandikar Mutasim Rafi. Andrew Jake Murray. Rohan Nagendra. Urvashi Nanoti. Nguyen Viet An. Shreth Parmar. Hitansh Patel. Patarasuda Prumpunya. Mian Talha Kayum. Nandana Rajiv. Soraya Ratana Warupas. Pradeep Singh Rawat. Sayana Roy Chowdhury. Samir Sharma. Yaman Sharma. Akshafa Laxminarana Shet. Aishwarya Sheena Baiju. Samuel Oluwaseye Solyi. Nishita Suresh Kumar. Akash Tarasia. Namita Thikat. Benjaporn Trongcharansuk. Vivek Gandaram. In data analytics, Blessing Oluwapelume Adeyemi. Gonzalo Alessi Quenda. Sally Jane Buchanan. Tina Bigness. Omkar Chandramohan Desai. Ross Gary Galloway. Rana Mohammed Zurain Hassan Khan. Abbas Hussain. Ayola Fadila Jayasimi. Saumitra Sunil Jontali. Raj Kuldafai Joshi. Callum Jack Joyce. Kshitij Kishore. Finlay Knight. Shushan Lee. Hindu Israel Mex Arroyo. Theo Muller. Nived Raj. Susan Asaki Olumide Ojideye. Henry Folahan Oyedeji. Robert Olaf Roof. Shaunak Sarkar. Varun Sinha. Hai Ching Jesse Su. Vinina Sonny. Rohit Tahadi. Sarthak Vaswani. Yuking Wang. In Health Analysis, Policy and Management, Anne Mary Paul. Prathish Babu Vaitham Subramanian. In Human Resource Management, Sadiq Abduhali. Carrie Jane Aitken. Fitria Putri Anjani. Jenna Marjorie Gilmartin. Christopher Nordell Hughes. Sneha Amit Kane. Evgenia Kontu. Shrusti Hanumant Kumbar. Faraz Harun Louding. Beatrice Lanciotti. Monica McGregor. Hannah McPhee. Sri Hanuma Kruthi Maturi. Chiara Makaleni. Hannah Janet McInnes. Anna Regagliolo. Sandra Snedden. Tony Thankachan. Dowlet Junisbeck. In International Human Resource Management, Babitha Are. Zhao Lu Chen. Fraser Ian Conley. Ihe Chikara Chiemi Ibekwe. Andreas Felix Landsman. Rebecca Therese McKinnon. Jivaharini Nityanandam. Saad Omar. Raj Sachin. Nancy Saini. Ro Ji Song. Erin Mary Tierney. Avanindra Upadhyay. Jihua Zhu. Jingtong Zhang. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in International Business with Business Enterprise, Cameron Campbell. For the degree of Postgraduate Diploma in Human Resource Management, Adam Cummings. Yvonne Doyle. Stephanie Kinnear. Louise McIntosh. Katie Sutherland. For the degree of Master of Science in Business Analysis and Consulting, Geeta Manasa Paranki.
Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, and most of all, Strathclyde University's newest graduates, it is my pleasure to once again welcome you to this congregation. Our graduates have been quite literally centre stage, and I would like to begin my address by congratulating all of you once again on your academic achievements. Your hard work has paid off, and this has now been formally recognised in front of your families, friends, and the staff who taught and supported you during your time at the university. Let's give all of our graduates a big round of applause. Now, in a short while, you may ask to join the academic procession as this leaves the Barony Hall, depending upon the weather. This invitation actually symbolises the fact that you're now full members of the academic community of Strathclyde, a worldwide community that numbers over 180,000 individuals. You now join such esteemed company as David Livingstone, the missionary and explorer, John Logie Baird, who invented television, Dame Eilish Angelini, Scotland's first female Solicitor General and Lord Advocate, Helen Liddell and Baroness Annabel Goldie, leading Scottish politicians, and the entrepreneur and philanthropist Sir Tom Hunter. Today, we are celebrating your achievements and recognise the unique challenges brought about by the coronavirus pandemic. The last 2.5 years have been particularly difficult due to the pandemic, and you have shown great resilience and determination to arrive at this day. The pandemic has changed our health systems, it has impacted on our economies, and it's changed the way in which we work and study. But it's also demonstrated what society can achieve when we work together. It's placed science at the forefront of finding the solution to the challenges we face. It was science and universities that delivered vaccines for the COVID-19 virus in record time. And it is science, engineering and education that will help us address other pressing issues such as climate change. As a university community, we are very much aware of our responsibilities to reducing our impact on the planet, which is why we've set a target to reduce our carbon emissions and reach net zero before 2040. Now, to our graduates who are celebrating today, each of you will have benefited from the active support of your families, friends and supporters, and academically through your lecturers, tutors and supervisors. For the past half hour or so, their applause has rung in your ears as you each in turn cross the stage to receive your awards. I would now like to invite all of our graduates to show their appreciation for all the support that they have received from their family and friends. Your success, and in turn our success as a university, is in no small part due to the efforts of our staff, who are delivering our vision as a leading international technological university that is socially progressive. And you can tell a lot about the values of an organisation by looking at its roots. Strathclyde University traces its lineage back to 1796, when Anderson brought it into being, the only Scottish university founded during the Age of Enlightenment and embodying the Enlightenment principles of reason, tolerance and equality. Anderson's belief in useful learning and his commitment to taking knowledge and using this for the greater good is the motivating force which gives Strathclyde University its momentum today. Anderson believed in knowledge for the greater good and education for all, what we would call widening access and participation. Strathclyde University is at the forefront of widening access to higher education by welcoming those with the ability to learn, regardless of their personal circumstances. And 20% of our new students each year come from the most challenging areas of the country. Our ethos of useful learning continues to be relevant today as we seek new knowledge that we can readily apply to global challenges. We are a research-intensive university determined to make a positive difference to the lives of our students, to society and to the world. Through our groundbreaking research, we're helping to change the world for the better. Through our scientists and engineers, we are leading the development of innovative technologies that will facilitate the transition from fossil fuels to clean, sustainable energy sources such as wind, solar, geothermal and hydrogen. We are developing new drugs along with new manufacturing processes, and this will provide cheaper, more effective treatments in the fight against cancer, kidney disease and inflammatory disease, whilst also supporting our health service to face the challenges of health and social care and the changing demographics of the 21st century. Through our focus on entrepreneurial education, we are helping students and staff to create new sustainable businesses, as well as supporting economic growth. We are growing Scotland's manufacturing capabilities in the Advanced Manufacturing Innovation District for Scotland, out at Glasgow Airport, where Strathclyde hosts the National Manufacturing Institute. Our globally minded students and staff are also working in sustainable development and helping to address some of the inequalities in India, Malawi and the Gambia by establishing clean water supplies, renewable power sources and healthcare facilities. We also understand the value of working in partnership as we extend our global reach with other leading universities, including Stanford, New York University, Nanyang Technological University and the National University of Singapore. As a university, we are continually working to enhance our student experience, investing in our campus as evidenced by our new Strathclyde Sports Building and Learning and Teaching Building, and we are investing in student mental health and wellbeing support services and placing our students at the heart of everything that we do. Our progress in these areas has been recognised in recent years, and we are the only UK university to have won the Times Higher Education University of the Year twice, and in February of this year we also received our third Queen's Anniversary Award for our leadership in manufacturing. In recent times, we've also been named the Times Higher Business School of the Year, the Workplace of the Year, and we have won the UK Research Project of the Year. Recently, UK-wide results were released for the 7-year assessment of research quality in the United Kingdom's 157 universities and higher educational institutions. Strathclyde's overall assessment reported that nearly 90% of our university's research was assessed as being world-leading or internationally excellent. Other highlights include Strathclyde Business School alumnus Mohammed Hassan, who has been appointed to the Council of Economic Advisors of the Kenyan President, William Ruto. A new report identifying a range of policy levers and measures available to the Scottish Government to tackle child poverty has been produced by the university's Fraser of Allender Institute. Dr. Francis Portes Virginio of the Department of Work, Employment and Organisation has been awarded a prestigious Leverhulme Early Career Fellowship for a 3-year project to investigate securitisation of nature, displacement of unfree labour in Brazil's Amazon region. PhD student Lee Nguyen of the Department of Management Science has won the Steve Gallen Award at the Operations Research Applied to Health Services Conference for his project work on the application of hybrid simulation in the fight against the coronavirus. The COVID-19 coronavirus. Professor Tom Baum of the Department of Work, Employment and Organisation has been advising government's SAGE Scientific Pandemics Insight Group on Behaviour, which is assessing the behavioural and sociological drivers associated with the COVID-19 pandemic. And Strathclyde Business School's Breaking Barriers programme has successfully concluded another 20 students who have undertaken an innovative learning experience. This programme enables young people with learning disabilities to attend university, to achieve an accredited qualification, and to gain real work experience. Now, these are just some of the many achievements being made by our students and our staff. And Strathclyde is being increasingly recognised as a place where things happen, and this is why our graduates are so highly prized by companies and organisations who are looking to recruit the best talent to drive their businesses forward. Our success is in no small part due to the collective efforts, talent and commitment of our staff, the 4,000 colleagues who deliver our vision as a leading international technological university. And like me, they are very proud of your achievements. All of our students learn how to be innovative, enterprising and creative, and they make a real difference when they go out into the workplace. So wherever your career takes you, always remember that as a Strathclyde graduate, useful learning carries with it responsibilities that go beyond academic leadership. And finally, let me offer my sincerest congratulations to you all once again on your achievements. And I hope that you enjoy the remainder of what is a very special day. Thank you. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope that you have enjoyed this morning's proceedings, because this now concludes the formal part of the degree ceremony. I'm looking at the back of the hall, and unfortunately we're getting the thumbs down, so the rain is still on, so we can't have an academic procession, but we still have a reception in our nearby learning and teaching building, to which everyone is invited to come along, and we will hopefully see you there. I now formally declare that this congregation for the conferment of degrees is closed.